I'm someone with what you could say eccentric tastes, so as a result, I enjoy movies that most people wouldn't. So, I decided I'd make a list of these films for movies of 2022 that I liked that everyone else hated. This list will be for films where I'm against the audience consensus and guilty pleasures. Let's do this. But first, I have some honorable mentions: Jurassic World Dominion and Scream 5. I gave these two films honorable mentions because I already talked about them on my channel and wanted to dedicate this list for films I haven't talked about yet. Studio 666. This film was a so bad it's good movie for me. Sure, the acting from the Foo Fighters was stiff, and the film had pacing issues, but I could get a kick out of it. With that being said, on to the list. Number 10. The Invitation. What can I say? I'm a sucker for vampire movies. Plus, I needed something to get the bad taste that Morbius left in my mouth. Sure, I can understand the issues this movie has, but it felt like a nice callback to gothic horror. Not to mention I liked the tributes it had to classic vampire media. Also, it was cool to see Sean Pertwee, who is in the werewolf movie Dog Soldiers, be in a vampire movie 20 years later. Number 9. Disney Nature's Polar Bear. I'll admit, Catherine Keener's first-person narration could get annoying at times, but her voice was easy on the ears, and I like animals. I mean, you can't go wrong with polar bear cubs. Plus, the cinematography was beautiful, and the soundtrack by Harry Gregson Williams elevated things. Number 8. Troll. As someone of Scandinavian descent who grew up on troll stories and enjoys kaiju films, I thought this movie was alright. It was nice to see Norway's take on the kaiju genre, and this film took notes from the Monsterverse in Jurassic Park. Number 7. Falling for Christmas. Sure, this film's premise was nothing original, and it was a bit corny, but I couldn't find myself hating it. I found it sweet and wholesome, and isn't that what one usually wants for a Christmas movie? Also, this film gets bonus points just for playing Jingle Bell Rock referencing Mean Girls. Number 6. Day Shift. Another vampire movie. I like this movie for its world building and its unique take on vampires. Not to mention the action scenes were innovative, and the film got creative with the kills. Also, that ending giving a shout out to the Lost Boys was brilliant.
That's what I love about LA. All the damn vampires.
One thing about living in Santa Carla I never could stomach. All the damn vampires.
Number 5. Princess. This film's simplicity worked in its favor. The film was non-stop action and I was entertained. I also liked how while the film was set in medieval Europe, it was multicultural, which is something I appreciate, as medieval Europe was not just all white people. Number 4. Bodies, bodies, bodies. Sure, I can understand the Gen Z stuff being a turnoff for some, but I found this film entertaining. The atmosphere was good, and every cast member brought something. Not to mention that twist was something. Number 3. Dog. What can I say? I'm an animal lover. Sure, this film lagged in some areas, but I found it cute, sweet, and funny. I also liked how the film dealt with the topic of war veterans and service dogs. Number 2. Men. Sure, this film was a bit weird, but as a horror movie, it did its job. I was on the edge of my seat and legitimately freaked out. Not to mention I appreciate how this movie's themes were integrated. Number 1. Beast. After sitting through 7 awful shark horror movies in 2022, a lion horror movie was what I needed. What I liked about this film was, unlike those shark horror movies I saw, this film acknowledged that the killer animal was, an animal and its behavior wasn't normal. Not to mention the film was intense. Plus, Idris Elba was great as always. So those are my top 10 movies of 2022 that I liked that everyone else hated. What are yours? Let me know in the comments. Next time, I'm moving on from movies to my top 10 TV shows of 2022. Till next time! Thank you so much for watching. Like this video if you really enjoyed it, share, and subscribe.